So, Kevin Bayuk, you're in town in Denver today at a show, and I missed your talk, and I feel really stupid about that.
Oh,
what were you speaking about?
I didn't really speak.
That's why. That's why they couldn't find you.
Yeah.
What is it you're here for? What are you talking about?
Well, I was invited to talk about what's regenerative economies.
Regenerative economies.
Yeah.
So you sort of a student of capitalism and its flaws, would you say?
I don't tend to use terms like capitalism because I don't think people really agree with what it means. I don't think there's a really depth of shared literacy.
Cool. So these ideas become so nebulous that the words become meaningless.
I think people have emotional attachment to what they want the words to believe, and so communicating around using those terms becomes challenging.
Yeah, and you hit the backfire effect quite often.
Okay. Yeah. Is that when your car?
If you're running too rich, you've got to put more oxygen in.
Yeah. Okay.
No, in what I do, I talk to people about religion and why they believe what they believe. And generally, if we talk about a nebulous idea like sin or religion, we can't really talk about it. They'll start defending instead of listening.
Right.
And so the communication stops.
Right. It's there's these sticky things. Belief systems, or BS for short.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we get attached to those things.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And you're from the Bay Area, the West Coast, San Francisco Bay Area.
That's correct. Yeah.
You find that to be very homey for you?
I've been living there, so we tend to call the places we live home, but that's just our habit.
Yeah. You don't feel like there's something special about that area? It's just one of the places.
In terms of, specialness.
Ley lines and things like that.
I'm sure there are lines being laid, but there's the Pacific Ocean, the edge of the continent.
Being on the edge, you like to be on the edge, cutting edge.
Some edges, yeah.
That's cool. You don't like to be in the middle, feel claustrophobic.
Depends on who else is in the closet, but yeah.
Closet, you're phobic of closets. That's fun.
Yeah.
So I was watching a video the other day, and I saw you in it, and it was Star Wars. I was just watching it yesterday, in fact, and that interview where you were talking about, in 2001, you were talking about what it meant to be a fan of Star Wars. Do you think that the Star Wars we have now is the same Star Wars we had then, or do you think that Star Wars died in the interim?
I don't follow much. I think that the Star Wars, this is the Reagan defense thing, or I think that probably died out, maybe went covert.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most of them decayed. The orbits decayed eventually.
Yeah, but
I think we're going to have another nuclear arms revolution, and we'll be able to stockpile those and get those high numbers again.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know who's keeping track or tallying, but
I think we just sort of make it up.
Yeah.
How about jobs, though? What are you doing to bring jobs back to this country?
I don't believe in jobs.
Me neither. Very good. Yeah. Jobs just another word for cage, isn't it?
Might be. I don't know. Like Nicolas Cage, or
Nicholas Jobs, Steve Cage.
Steve Cage.
Steve Cage.
He was in that movie, Star Wars.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Starring Nicholas.
Yeah. So I live at 9,500 feet, and I have about an acre. Are there any fruit-bearing trees that I should think about, or is it pretty much I'm fucked up at that elevation?
9,000 feet, and you're thinking about fruit?
Fruit trees. Should I be looking at apples and pears, or there's no sort of citrus that I should be thinking about?
It depends.
Yeah.
Is the answer. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Do send me a link to that. I'll put the link down below if you want to learn more about that.
Itdepends.com.
Yeah. So mostly economies then? So I've heard of a local sort of economy where you make a chit or like an emblem that is used for local businesses instead of currency. Are there any places in the country that you know that are attempting that?
Where they have created a community currency, an alternative currency for exchange.
Are you involved in an alternative kind of currency where you're at?
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's definitely a lot of different types of currencies, formal and informal.
Well, yeah. Has the group that you're in formalized any sort of alternatives?
There's definitely lots of formal alternatives.
So crack for blowjobs. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
No, okay.
No.
So-
There's one called Bayuk as an example.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
For the
Business to business.
Oh, cool. How is that going? Is it difficult to maintain, or is it gaining speed and moving under its own momentum, or do you find that people are resistant to that idea?
Well, it's invisible to most culture because of norms, heuristics, Fox News, Steve Cage, Nicholas Jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole Star Wars thing.
They try to gets in the way of reality.
Well, it's we know it. We know, and we're all born naked
And uneducated, naked and foolish.
hungry and
Yeah.
foolish. Did you say?
Quite.
Curious.
Naive, maybe, is the kindest way to do it. Innocent, as it were.
Yeah.
But definitely uneducated.
Definitely hungry.
Yes.
And
Unprogrammed. We have to find our own operating system and program in and want to go.
So if we're all, we know, and the strategies we know are the ones that we know, and so strategies that are alternative to what we know are largely invisible.
Correct.
Because of our belief systems or our BS.
It makes it and puts it right in those sort of blind spots where
lots of,
and the lack of language to describe the thing that we want to get to
for sure
is really
don't even have
is
the
prohibitive.
words for it, so it makes it invisible.
Yeah. So do you find that one of our major issues is to create the words and work with poetry before we can even bring it into reality?
Well, there's a lot of language that's out there. Again, the language that describes the strategies is just inaccessible, just given the norms and heuristics and the safe space of culture. When you're chasing personal security or something like that, and you have peer groups that are using similar strategies to you, it makes it, I think, really challenging to be safe enough to explore alternatives. So, the creative question of the hour is, how do you make it safe enough for somebody to explore alternatives?
That's right, and safety is a luxury that we have because of our civilization. Would you say that that's what we're achieving with our civilization, is a safe space for our children?
I'm thinking more of like psychological safety, but certainly physical safety would be a prerequisite to psychological safety. But
there's a lot of splashes around here I'm quite worried about. I think it's these pigeon asses that are shitting everywhere.
Well, my understanding about pigeon manure is that it has less free urea, and so it makes a good fertility system. In fact, all over the Middle East there were towers made of earth, especially in Saudi Arabia and so forth, that had homes for thousands of pigeons.
All the pigeons?
And they would basically glean seeds from the fields, and they kind of concentrate potassium and phosphorus.
Have you been to Saudi Arabia?
Not recently, not in this lifetime. But the concentrated pigeon manure would be harvested, probably to make gunpowder, but some of it was applied as fertility. One of these towers could support something on the magnitude of 1,000 to up to 12,000 fruit trees, which would be a substantial orchard over many hectares. So we have our Columbidae. Is that the genus, the pigeon?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Iridescent dove, and it's a symbol of peace and shit.
Yeah.
And they are special
And
creatures.
eating your French fries.
Incredible allies.
Yeah.
There's not a home, in the Middle Ages in Europe, feudal property that wouldn't have a pigeon loft of some sort. Because
do you find that the
they're
pigeon?
Homing. They feed themselves, right? So they might have, I don't know, a squab. They might, a mating pair might, I don't know, half dozen or 8 squab a year, and the squab, puts on a tremendous amount of breast meat very quickly, from the nutritious gleaned, the way the adult pigeons feed the squab, but has them grow very quickly. So
it's fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
did you know that in the Islamic culture it is a war crime to destroy a fruit-bearing tree in war? It is a criminal offense against their deity.
You know, I'm rather ignorant around just Islamic culture in general.
Yeah,
Not much that I know.
That's the way. Probably by choice, I think.
Well, all ignorance is in some way an ignorance or a choice.
Right. At this age, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what's my excuse now?
Yeah, I'm no longer naked
Yeah.
frequently, and I'm hungry some of the time, but not like I was when I was born.
Naked is usually a choice at this point.
Most of the time. Depends who's around.
It's my option, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times and
Steve
places
Cage,
where nudity is
Nicholas Job.
sort of closed to us. It's just not an option anymore.
Yeah. That's definitely
And that is, of course, the American freedom.
Yeah.
That we're all given.
Yeah.
So you don't get paid to come out here? They just ask you to come out and you got to schlep it out here all by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, there's ulterior motives,
Building your cult, get more cult members?
The cults, sure, that helps, ultimately to erode the, personal sense of security and wipe out the possibility of having monetary savings, to have that. So this serves to feed the drama of life, it's a kind of a masochistic kind of trend of just keeping yourself on the edge of oblivion, at least financially, and then from there that keeps you psychologically imbalanced, and without that safe place to retreat to, you start to fall in love with the feeling of insecurity. Because that's all you have left.
Right. Like dancing on the landslide, as it
if
were.
life didn't have the capacity to change on a dime, there probably would be a reason to be alive. But one of the capacities. Go ahead. We're just talking pigeon shit. That's right. If it didn't have the possibility of change, and it can change. I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
In a moment's notice, for better, for ill.
And because there's an earthquake due right where you live, isn't there? Like that sort of.
Well, earthquakes. Yeah, that's not a question of if, but a question of when.
Right.
Similar to other catastrophism, because we will have other volcanism in large areas like Yellowstone, or meteor impacts that will be likely to wipe out Homo sapien life. This is not a question of if it's going to happen. It's more of a question of when. Or we, right now we're in the shade, but there's a G-type star, 92 million miles away, which is making it hot enough for us to seek shelter in a pigeon shit kind of like tunnel.
Yeah.
And that star, as my understanding is, has a certain amount of hydrogen that's fusing into helium, and that it will run out of hydrogen at some point, and so the star will expand, and there will be a day on Earth that will will last before the oceans boil, and there will not be Homo sapien life here, and so it's not a question of if, but a question of when.
Do you think that we can launch the artificial intelligence before we kill ourselves and hand it to the next generation of intelligence, or do you think we'll be the last intelligence? I think we'll be able to.
I doubt it that we were the first or the last intelligence.
You don't think we'll destroy it and kill it for everybody else?
I don't.
Isn't that what we do? If I can't have it, nobody can have it.
Yeah, we'll try. That makes it dramatic and more fun that way.
Right. Well, that's what we do. That's the story.
Ultimately, it's boring with nothing. Nothing is pretty boring, and so in general we prefer something.
It would seem that we wouldn't choose nothing. We would choose something because it's more interesting.
Oftentimes, I mean,
but
you might dabble in nothing.
What if nothing felt safer? What if we decided that nothing was more safe than?
I think we'd get bored.
Yeah. Bored of safety.
Well, yes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You're going to see the eclipse that's happening here in about a month.
Yeah, we're going to go up to Oregon, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be in Casper, I believe.
Okay.
So you got about 2 minutes of totality.
Friendly ghost.
Yeah, that's right. What
made him so friendly?
He doesn't have a choice at this point. The sin of his life sort of He has to make up for the incredible sin that
It's a
he got up to
retribution
in his
story.
very short life. Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, well, it's a very special episode of Casper the Friendly Ghost when he actually
okay.
goes into it.
It was before he was friendly, I guess.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Casper the ornery ghost.
Well, it was before he was a ghost. It was.
Okay.
It was during his waking life that he murdered,
Okay.
I mean,
don't tell
alleged.
me. Don't spoil it for
Right.
me. I'll
Right.
check it out.
Right, and then as soon as he makes atonement, he will be able to move on. But I mean, he's got to stay friendly until the judgment comes down.
Oh, I see.
So, do you think it's going to work? Do you think you're going to be able to wake these people and tell them what they need to know in order to slow it down?
Here's one thing I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
I've never ever been able to teach anybody anything ever.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm really confident about. So in terms of waking people up, I've woken people up. You know, my daughter, my wife. I woken myself up once. I found myself snoring. Startled myself awake. And
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if I woke myself up or my snores, but then I'm kind of disclaiming the snores as not part of me. So
But I mean, where else would the snores be coming from? They've got to be from
they've
you.
got to be from me. So
Right.
I guess I did wake
It must
myself
be
up.
yourself,
So
yeah.
maybe I've woken people up myself, but I've never taught anybody anything. That's one thing I'm really confident about. So I don't hold high hopes of ever being able to teach anybody anything. But I think the best I can do is.
So, what does motivate your efforts? Why are you so motivated?
Well, I think that is the question, right? It's like if we're all gonna die, which is highly likely.
Trends suggest it.
Yeah, trends suggest. Yeah, you're right. There's a good.
There's going to probably be a day where I'm not alive.
Yes, and so if there is a question, why do anything, or why live, or what's your motivation? And so that comes down to I think really getting in touch with what you find to be fun, and fun is there's like subtle fun, and there's gradients of fun. I think the more I've gotten in touch with what fun really is for me, that's my core motivation.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And this is fun for you then? That's what you're saying?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
This is the worst part of it.
Yeah.
It's ancillary. This is where you earn your fun.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. This is a lot of work, but I mean, I'm saying like just talking to you is fun. It is fun. Yeah.
Talking to you is very fun. It's been very good to see you.
Is this it?
This is it for the camera.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, well, because we've got to get you on your way.
Right.
Yeah, so thanks for coming to Denver and helping us out. And you're going to be back next year? There's going to be another one of these?
Probably. There will be another one of these, but I don't think it'll be here.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. We'll look for that.
Yeah.
Kevin Bayuk from the West Coast helping us plant trees and get off the dollar bill, right?
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, might as well.
Check the bottom for the links.
Whatever's fun.
Go down for the links and like and
Whatever's
comment
fun
and subscribe.
because
Are you
we're
on
all
Twitter?
gonna die.
What are you social networking right now? Are you on all the right social
Oh,
networks?
you'll find
Are you
me.
on the chat books?
The chat books.
Are you on the ghost face?
The Snap,
Ghost face killer? Who are you listening to now?
Music.
Yeah. You still play?
The kazoo.
No, the banjo.
Oh no! Well, I mean, I've been doing a little bit of kazoo and banjo.
Yeah. That's cool.